power and influence. People obtained a criminal complaint that was filed in the U.S. court last Wednesday. In the 10-page complaint, FBI Special Agent Jennifer Bannon wrote that Coleman claimed to be enlightened by QAnon and Illuminati conspiracy theories and was receiving visions and signs revealing that his wife possessed serpent DNA and has passed it on to his children. This is what happens when you don't have purpose in your life and then you get to a point where you might be getting a divorce or you realize you don't like your job anymore, and then a fucking conspiracy theorist comes out of the way and says it doesn't matter, they're all serpents anyways. M. Coleman stated that he believed his children were going to grow into monsters, so he had to kill. Coleman allegedly told Bannon that he knew his actions were wrong, but the children's death was the only way to save the world. People have spoken with several friends and associates of Coleman. All of them describe him as a seemingly loving family man who doted on his wife and children. It just doesn't compute, Coleman's friends said. But others say that he began reading conspiracy theories online and seemed to start believing many of them. He spent a lot of time looking after these conspiracies. He devoted a lot of brain power to them. It became clear to me that he believed some weird stuff. Coleman's wife reported him and the kids missing, but said he'd never hurt them. According to the criminal complaint, Abby told police that they didn't have any marital problems. She claimed that they hadn't argued before he left. She had been unable to reach him by phone. She told police that Matthew would never hurt the children. Not true. He butchered the children, literally. How do you kill somebody with a spear gun like that? Bodies of children were discovered by farmer. A farmer found the children's bodies just hours after they were killed. When the farmer let his dogs out on Monday, the animals began to bark. When the farmer saw the bodies, he called the police. After making the discovery, agents and the investigation guard contacted U.S. authorities, saying that the suspect would likely be headed back to the United States. You guys want to get what I'm saying? He drove his children down to Mexico, killed them in Mexico, and then left. As though Mexico is just like, in his eyes, like some kind of place for him to commit a crime and get away with it. I really, there's some kind of disconnect there that I really don't like, but I just don't know how to put my finger on it. You know what I mean? Bank robbery foiled when teller can't read stick on now. A British man allegedly botched a bank robbery because of a handwritten stick-up note that was so sloppy the teller couldn't read it. The robbery was part of a short-lived spree in East Sussex by 67-year-old Alan, included a second failed stick-up and one successful theft of $3,300. Wait, the retiree tried to rob the Nationwide Building Society on the morning of March 18th by slipping a note to the teller, but he hightailed it out of there with no cash when the teller couldn't make out the writing. Only after he was gone did staff make out the note. It said, "Your screen won't stop what I've just..." Wait, "Your screen won't stop what I've got. Just hand over the 10s and 20s and think about the customers. Your Sareem won't stop what Gavo rot. Just hand over though 10s and 20s. Think don't customers." If I read these, I would definitely see the just hand 10s and 20s, and I would have thought that he wanted a certain amount of money in 10s and 20s, right? The goofy crime was reminiscent of a scene from the 1969 comedy film Take the Money and Run, which shows a bank robbery that goes wrong when the would-be robber argues with tellers, a vice president, and others about whether his stick-up note says gun or gub. That's funny. People covered this piece of shit. Listen, we were already on it. An unhealthy obsession. Florida street racer who killed mom and infant garners cult social media following. Guys! Yo, Cameron Herron looks so basic. He looks so basic. He looks like the dude that's in the back of the room trying to bum a pencil off of me and copy my homework. Like, there's so many other people that look exactly like this. That, I don't know, don't kill people and copy your homework. Like, I just want to see what people had to say about it. A 21-year-old street racer said, I hate that they said 21-year-old street racer like he does this like professionally or something. Sentenced in April to 24 years in prison. I'm actually surprised. 24 years for manslaughter. Sometimes people will do that. Sometimes people get like 8 years for manslaughter. And since it's two people, he could have easily gotten like 16 years or something. And then after that, been up for parole, probation, acted like the nice boy in jail or something. This 24 years, this is gonna stick for a minute, has become the subject of several social media campaigns supported by a score of users who insist the Florida man is too cute. They straight up called it out, dude. I've been out here giving them a name, hybristophiliacs, but Cameron, 18 at the time and fresh from high school, was racing his new Ford Mustang when he slammed into the two who she was pushing her daughter in a stroller across Tampa Street. Oh, at Heron's sentencing, the husband spoke directly to the killer. He said, "It is critical for you to understand that you've created everlasting pain and depths of sorrow. This was a crash, not an accident. Please be aware of that." Imagine looking at the person that killed your wife and your first child that was 20 months old and only saying this. I would not be him in this situation, but more power to him. He's going through a fucking lot right now. The phrase "justice for Cameron" started gaining traction on Twitter and Facebook, with one user calling Heron a poor boy who did not mean to kill anybody. Oh my God! Imagine saying that. Imagine saying that. Okay, I'm sorry, but listen, people in 2018 were canceling motherfuckers left and right for random stuff. I hope that anyone who has ever called this piece of shit a poor boy who didn't mean to hurt anybody, I hope that quote gets dug up later and embarrasses you and bites you in the ass later. And you know what? I love that they put this quote right above the picture of the two of them.